Am I on? Good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday, everybody. I know some of you went to see the Medea play yesterday at the Civic Center. Well, I guess it's the Berglund Center now. You know, I'm old, so I have to go way back. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry I missed it. We were invited to go. However, we had a T-Boy meeting last night, so we could not make it. Today, as you know, is T-Boy Thursday, but Tommy will not be joining me today. So I'm just going to touch on it briefly because we do have a guest coming in and we do want to get to the show and speak to our guest. So 3 weeks from today, please join us to be 1 in 10,000. Friday, May 10th. It is our mission to support T-Boy, Take Back Our Yard. We are raising money to support existing businesses and new businesses. This fund that we are developing will be held at the Bank of Botetourt, and we do have our accountant, Wes Pugsley, that will be handling the funds as well. But we are raising these funds to support businesses and help businesses with loans and grants, you know, so they can keep going. A lot of times, I'm sure a lot of small business owners know it's hard in the beginning because you don't have enough financial resources for your business. We are trying to raise money and push efforts to make it easier. As you all know, Gainesboro was once full of Black-owned businesses. We're not trying to keep it there. You know, we are bringing diversity into it, of course. However, we do want to see Gainesboro, you know, even better than what it used to be. So that is our focus. That's why we are asking you for your support. May 10th, again, we are raising money to support T-Boy, and this is the cause. We do want to make a huge impact on our community, and we want to make a huge impact on our ancestors as well. That's what it's about. So again, you guys will be hearing this constantly from now until, you know, the end of the summer about T-Boy, because that is the goal. That is what we are trying to do. We just want to make it a little easier for people to be able to go into business. So thank you, and we will send you more information. We do want you to share it as well. I do want to give a special shout out to Nicole Pullen Ross. Let me tell you a little bit about Nicole. She is one of the lead, or if not the lead, Black woman at Goldman Sachs. Nicole has been there for 20 years. Nicole is from Roanoke, Virginia. They just had an article about her yesterday. I think it was worth.com if you guys want to read it. If you don't know what Goldman Sachs is, it's an investment banking firm. And Nicole takes care of entertainers and celebrities and different things like that. You know, we're proud of Nicole because we know how hard she's worked to get where she is, and no one deserves it more. She's also the head of the Philadelphia Chamber of Commerce. So shout out to you, Nicole. We truly, truly recognize what you do, and definitely are proud of you. So definitely shout out to you. Also, if your birthday is today, there are a few birthdays out there today. Shout out to my cousin Tanya Smith. Happy birthday, Tanya. Shout out to quite a few other people on my page. I know there's a lot of birthdays. Again, happy birthday to you. As for celebrity birthdays, let me let you know whose birthdays there are. Hazel E. from Love and Hip Hop, happy birthday. One of my favorite actors, Al Pacino, happy birthday. And Ella Fitzgerald, an amazing singer, happy birthday. She did. She sang at the Dumas Theater years ago. The Dumas Theater, Ella Fitzgerald. Absolutely. That's why we're on our mission. T-Boy, everybody. Let's bring it back. Take back our yard. And we'll be right back with our guest, Mark Shelton, to discuss PTSD in veterans and an event he's having. So we'll be right back to talk about it. So stay focused, everybody.
Levon Sanders. I am Levon Sanders, and
it's something that I have. It's something that I was born with, and something that I may always have, may not. I don't know what's in the future for me. Only God knows.
Sean and I have been together for 10 years. It has affected every aspect of our life together.
Much more now than I did 31 years ago when my son was diagnosed.
I know that it's an inherited blood disease.
Where some of the red blood cells become crescent-shaped, like the crescent moon or a sickle.
It causes pain crises, it affects organs, it affects every aspect of life.
It could be your brother, your sister, your neighbor, your cousin. Anyone and everyone is affected by this. Basically, I just want to get the word out.
It's all in me, yeah. I can be every woman with Brie and B, fashions and accessories.
This is us. This is them. Choose a bank that knows what it means to be local. Bank of Bogota, taking care of you.
All right, we're back, and we have our guest with us today. Hey, Mark.
How's it going?
Great. How are you?
Not too bad, hanging in there.
That's awesome. So you go to Radford University.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're part of Student Veterans of Southwest Virginia, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So talk to us about that. Tell us what your role is and what you do.
Okay, so I'm the vice president of the Radford chapter of Student Veterans of America.
Okay.
What we do is we help a lot of guys when they guys and girls, when they transition from the military to civilian life. We help them figure out school life, how to kind of blend back in with the community, and kind of finding their own community to kind of work with and support them with their goals and their ideas that they have. And I've been doing student veteran stuff for about 3 years now, and it's a lot of good work for sure.
That's awesome. Now, is it hard doing that? Is it hard coming from being in the service to going back to being a civilian?
It is. You face a lot of things here that in the military are a lot simpler. Waking up at a certain time, being really proactive in what you do. You lose a lot of those drives when you get out. Well, you got to maintain them yourself because you don't have somebody barking up your back to get you to do something.
Right.
But it's definitely different, and it's definitely encouraged for people to reach out and find that community for them to help them transition.
Awesome. So what branch were you in?
I was with the United States Army, part of the 10th Mountain Division up in Fort Drum, New York.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
And for how long?
I did that for 3 years, and then I was National Guard for 3 years.
Okay. And now you're at Radford.
Yes, ma'am.
What are you going to do once you come out? What is your degree going to be in?
So currently I'm pursuing a psychology degree for my undergrad, and then I'm going to pursue a social work degree for my master's. I really want to help out vets through the VA, Veterans Affairs. I want to work with guys struggling with PTSD, TBI, all these different acronyms, but they all lead to the same idea, which is mental health, and it's something that a lot of people are lacking, not just in the military world, but in the civilian world as well. I mean, everybody's struggling with mental health, and it's something really important to touch on. Now,
it affects veterans in a different way, correct?
It's a little more violent with veterans. The struggles that a lot of them face, well, a lot of us face, because even I struggle with PTSD. A lot of what we face is more so geared towards the violence of action that you face in the military. You could not see combat and still kind of struggle with that reactionary mindset. There's like a kind of a looming anxiety where sometimes if I'm not expecting fireworks, like let's say it's not the 4th of July or it's not New Year's, I'll jump or I'll get down. It'll surprise me. And it's different for a lot of guys who actually have gone over there, because with them it's a lot more severe.
Right.
People who saw a lot more violence of action, doing convoy operations, foot patrols, and things of that nature. It's a dangerous job, and so when somebody comes back from that and they've got PTSD or they've got a brain injury, it's a lot harder to translate how to deal with that into a life where you're no longer doing that, and how to properly adjust yourself.
That's got to be hard.
It is.
It's got to be hard.
But again, community is the important part.
Absolutely.
I mean, I know guys who have seen some terrible stuff, but when it's them and myself interacting, it's like we've met years ago, or we've been friends since we were kids and we just met each other a year or two ago. It's the brotherhood and the camaraderie that comes with being in the service and using that to build on the community after service.
Wow. So PTSD and vets, like, do you have an estimate of how many vets that PTSD affects?
Yes. So currently it's estimated for OEF and OIF, which is Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom. It's estimated that it's between 11 and 20% of people getting out will have PTSD.
That's a high amount.
Yeah, and then working towards the Gulf War, 12%, and then the Vietnam War is 15%. There's not too many statistics on World War II guys and Korea guys, just because they're kind of the fading generation. And so I encourage them to come out too, because that's a lot of history that can be spoken and told to us that we need to get a hold of before it's gone with them. You know, they've got their stories, they've got what they've done, and it doesn't even have to be combat stories. It could be stories about, you know, this one really fun time on a ship, or this one really fun time at the barracks, whatever it may be. These stories are kind of fading with that generation, and telling stories also helps with PTSD.
It does help.
A lot of people have found that out. It's all about how you approach it, though, for sure. But yeah, the rough numbers on that, it's tough with the OIF, OEF guys, because with them coming out fresh and being as young as most of us are, we don't like to come forward with problems like that. Like when I first got out, it was, I'm gonna fix this myself. I'm gonna, you know, figure out how to blend back in. I'm gonna figure out who I am. And it was rough. I spent a lot of time drinking in places where I shouldn't be drinking, and I had some bad nights, but in turn, it helped me figure out what I needed to do. And so that's what I'm pursuing now.
So what finally helped you, or is helping you get through yours?
The community, for sure.
The community.
So like you were talking about the event that I got coming up, putting that together, as stressful and annoying as it is, it's probably some of the best therapy I have.
I agree, because I suffer from PTSD.
Okay.
Wasn't a veteran, but I do know when I'm putting on events and doing stuff, it helps me so much because I'm not there. I'm not thinking about that, so I can, you know, get into my event.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
yeah.
And again, do you have like a community of people that you work with or talk to about what you so? Yeah, I mean, I definitely encourage the community stuff, because you could talk to somebody that doesn't understand your situation all day.
Right.
It doesn't mean you're going to get the point across. But if you're with people who've been through something similar or worse, or, I mean, we're not even going to compare it.
Right.
It's just if somebody's been through something similar, you need to talk to them, because they're going to be somebody who can sit there and give you that actual discussion about what you experienced and what you found out through that experience.
Wow.
So definitely encourage sharing it.
Definitely, definitely. I think that's awesome that you guys are reaching out and doing that.
Absolutely.
And how can we help, even if we're not veterans, how can we help a veteran get through what they're going through?
What I encourage is people reaching out to the veterans and their family, veteran friends, veteran neighbors, anybody that you have. Just talk to them and let them say what they've got to say. A lot of people, they don't want to share it because they don't think anybody cares.
Right.
And so regardless of what you served, where you served, if you got to get something off your chest, don't take too long, because that's when it starts to linger, that's when it starts to fester, and you start taking the dark kind of tumble into some bad stuff. I lost a buddy August of 2017, and nobody saw it coming because he didn't talk. And so to fix that, we really need to start the discussion and stop the stigma on mental health and talking about it, because there's no fixing it if we don't talk about it.
Right, right. All right, everybody. We'll be right back. Stay focused.
The Bradley Free Clinic provides free, compassionate, and high-quality medical, dental, pharmaceutical, and preventative health care services for Roanoke Valley residents who lack the resources necessary to maintain their health and productivity using volunteer healthcare professionals. Check them out on their website at bradleyfreeclinic.com.
Well, I matter because I'm always trying to find a way to help people. You know, if I'm not volunteering for an organization, I'm always trying to help my friends out with something, you know, trying to improve their life, improve my own life. You know, I matter because I'm human, and who knows what I'm going to do in the future. So I might change something, you know, we don't know our own fate. So I think I matter.
Faith for a Cure has a fourfold mission rooted in the cure. We care about the cause. We unite people with people. We partner with researchers in order to provide the most current information for persons living with sickle cell anemia in order to educate and spread awareness about this disease. Learn more about sickle cell anemia at www.faithforacure.org.
When you partner with Bank of Botetourt and Virginia Mountain Mortgage, you're helping shape the town you love. It's where you live, your culture, your favorite things that all come together to make it more than just buildings. It's your home. We've been part of your community since 1899. Our local lenders are your neighbors, and we're here to take care of you, your home, your neighborhood. Bank of Botetourt and Virginia Mountain Mortgage.
Talk to me a little bit about your friend.
Right.
Do you want to share a little about what happened?
Yeah, I'm going to share a little bit just because I didn't really tell his family or anything that I'd be talking about him, but he is very important to one of the reasons why I hold the event that we're going to talk about later. Mm-hmm. So my buddy Kyle, I'll just say his first name, he was in a different unit than me. Same, how can I put this? We were in the same battalion, but he was in a different battery. So that's like same office, but a different group, so so to say. And so he was on the same deployment that I was, but in a different place. And when we came back, everything was fine. Everybody was, hanging out with each other and talking. And then once we started going our separate ways, people stopped talking to each other so much. And then one day I woke up and looked at my Facebook and found out that Kyle had taken his own life. And it hit a lot of the guys that were in the unit because knowing him was, he was just a genuine guy. He was a really good guy. You could joke with him. He'd check on you occasionally. I remember I was outside smoking in the smoke pit one time, and he was like, hey, what's up with you, Shelton? How you doing, man? We'd sit out there, and he had this cool little smoker's jacket, and he was a cool guy. He was a good guy.
Right.
And it just blindsided everybody.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, do you think it was the effects of what happened that caused him to do that, or was it coming out of there, going into being a civilian now? Or was it everything in one that?
Yeah, it was definitely a culmination. Mm-hmm. So my deployment, we did not see as much conflict as their base did. They took a lot more fire than we did. So I feel like that played into the fact that he also left the military and was not surrounded by his peers, was not surrounded by the guys that he'd served with, or anybody for that matter, because he would have somebody to talk to. Knowing Kyle, he was very talkative, he was very out there, and again, it blindsides you because it's the people that don't talk, it's the people who don't voice that they're going through something that end up making that final step, and that's just what we got to work on.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So talk to me about this event and what we can do, and how we can help each other, how we can support each other, because there's a lot of, you hear about suicide all the time now, and it's not just with veterans. I was reading an article where a little boy, 15 years old, killed himself because, he was getting bullied. So it's really sad.
It is. It is. With suicide, the reason I made the event the way that I did was because in order to control the narrative and in order to stick to the one community, I picked vets. That doesn't mean that I deter anybody else from joining us.
Oh, of course.
I want anybody who believes in the cause to join us, but just know that this started as a veteran event, I plan on finishing it as a veteran event.
Of course.
I just want people to know that there's a big issue with veteran suicide. That's not to downplay any other suicides, but with veterans, currently the number is estimated at 20 a day kill themselves.
Wow.
Yeah, and the reason this is a 22K ruck march is because it used to be 22. So we're going to keep that number in order to kind of put a cap at it. If it ever goes beyond that, we've failed. But the lower and lower we go is going to be the better, for sure.
Right. I just want to know, what steps can we take? Tell me about your event.
Okay.
How can it help everybody?
Absolutely. So the event is called the 22K Ruck March and Veteran Social. What's going to happen is we're all going to convene downtown, take a shuttle up to the Star, and then we're going to get dropped off at the Star and walk 14 miles through all of Roanoke and get everybody's attention as to what the issue is and get people asking questions or talking. I'd honestly like to thank you guys just for having me on the show, because with this platform, working together with you guys, I'm able to reach audiences that I couldn't reach through Facebook or I couldn't reach through anywhere else. And so doing stuff like this is super, super helpful and supportive. So thank you for that.
And thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
And definitely thank you for that warm welcome.
Oh,
We
yeah.
appreciate that.
Absolutely. But as far as people watching the show or people interested, what we would like to see is just, people supporting us. If you see us and you're driving by, honk your horn, wave. We're going to be carrying flags, American flags, military branch flags, the Mission 22 flag, which is for veteran suicide. It's just going to be us, all 60, hopefully 60. We're expecting big numbers, but it's going to be all of us walking through Roanoke and just getting that attention. And then if you're a veteran or if you're anybody interested, there's also a social afterwards, downtown Roanoke at Big Lick Brewing Company.
Okay.
So we're going to have Mission Barbecue there, feeding the people that rucked and anybody else. We're going to be working on drinks, trying to get drinks. Going to be working on getting lickies and chewies, which is like snacks and waters for the actual ruck itself. But
and that's this Saturday?
That is this Saturday.
What time?
It is. We're going to step off at 11, but I encourage people to get there earlier just so we can get everything set up logistically, start shuttling people to the start point, and then get on the ball right at 11.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And if people can't make it, can they make donations? Or
Absolutely. They can come to the social and make a donation. I'm not really sure what it'll go to, but I can promise you it won't go into anything selfish. We'll find somewhere to send that money, and we'll let everybody know on Facebook where it got sent.
Oh, that's awesome.
For sure.
So definitely come out and support, guys.
Absolutely.
It's for a great cause. Well, we're about to end our show.
Okay.
But I'd love for you to give any shout outs or anything.
Oh, yes, please. So I would like to thank Ted Vegberg from the Marine Corps League in Radford. Thank you for your support. I'd like to thank the Roanoke City Police Department. I just found out that they're going to offer us to use a shuttle of theirs to help us get up and down the mountain, so that's going to be really good.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to thank Radford University's Military Resource Center and team.
Absolutely.
Deanna
Thank
Mabe
you.
is ahead of that one, and she's looked out for us and helped us out, as well as George Santopietro. He's done a lot of help as well. Virginia Western Community College, Mission Barbecue, the Front Row, Big Lick Brewing Company, everybody who's been a part of this has definitely helped. So
absolutely. Shout out to
great.
Mission Barbecue. Definitely. We know them. They've been on our show before.
Oh, they're great work.
Yeah.
Great work.
But thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
We'd love to have you back again
Absolutely.
because this is a topic, that does need to be addressed over and over again.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Absolutely.
together we can do more, right?
For sure.
All righty. Until tomorrow, everybody, stay focused. God bless.
Love you, Mom.